Hi everyone, I'm Karen Robinson from littlepaperparty.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia, and today I have the 11th project in this year's 12 Weeks of Halloween series to share with you. So nearly at the end, we are nearly done. And I'm doing something a little bit different this week. So instead of a treat holder, I have a little decor piece to share with you, and I have made a mini banner. I'll try, well, I don't know if I'll be able to get it all in. Oops, I don't think I can, but a mini banner. It's because I chose a long sentiment is why I can't. If I chose something short like spooky or creepy or something, I'd be able to fit it all on, but we'll do our best. So I decided to make something a little bit different. This would also be a great project for the kids to make as well. Keep them quiet for a couple of hours, and it's a nice one to add to small places if you just want to add a little bit of extra decoration to somewhere. I'm planning on putting this in the bookcase in my lounge room, but yeah, you could add it to a door, on a notice board, in your workplace or at school, or at the back of my desk, which is where I was originally thinking of putting it, but now I like how it turned out so well that it's now going to go into the lounge room. If you had a shorter sentiment, you could add it onto a wreath or something that could went on your front door. But yeah, I really like how it's turning out so far. It's not quite finished, but nearly there. So for the little flags behind, I have used the Celebration Labels dies in the mini catalogue. I used the smallest one because I wanted a mini banner, but of course you could cut any size you want if you want something a lot bigger. And then I've just folded them in half and attached them over some embroidered ribbon, which is also in the mini catalogue and is part of the plaid tiding suite, which is where this paper comes from, and this die set and a coordinating stamp set as well. I chose the ribbon because I know that it goes with it. It's a nice neutral. I've got a lot of patterns and colors going on, and this just blends into the background. The only thing is, of course, it doesn't really curve very well. So if I wanted to put it somewhere where I had quite a big curve, you'd be better off getting something much thinner, a twine, or sorry, I didn't get this out, so I'm just grabbing something out of my drawer, or something like a jute or something, yeah, like that, that's going to drape really nicely. But where I'm planning on putting it, it will just have a very slight curve, so the ribbon will work perfectly for that. All I had to use was, I just used the scraps from my plaid tidings DSP. I only had to cut one full piece to make one extra flag, so I was pleased with that. So it is a good way to use up those smaller pieces. And because no one's going to see the back of mine, some of them weren't quite big enough, but that doesn't matter. They're not going to see the back, so I wasn't worried about it. If yours was going to be on display and see the back, then you might need to do something a bit different, but if it's not, then it doesn't matter. And it was a great way to use up scraps that might not end up being used for anything else, because yeah, I don't like to waste my product. It costs money, so I don't like to waste it if I can possibly. So for the alphabet, I have used the Playful Alphabet dies, which is in the annual catalogue, and I have to say this is one of my most favourite things in this year's catalogues. This is a great die set, and if you are after an alphabet set, yeah, I would recommend having a look at this one. It does come as part of a bundle. There's a coordinating stamp set, which I have used a bit, but I got it for the dies. I love alphabet sets because this is what I can do with it. I can personalize cards, personalize projects, and this is a nice size. I have other alphabet sets that are a lot bigger, but this is a small size, a smaller size, but not too tiny. It's not going to get lost and is perfect for this particular project. Another thing that's great too that Stampin' Up! Have done with this set and a few other sets is they have labeled where you had the pieces go, so it's good. You can get everything back on, and also you know straight away if anything is missing. Another thing is there are some double ups. Just grabbing the catalogue. Double ups of certain letters, of all of the vowels except for U, and some of the consonants, which means that there's less time die cutting. So to make the whole trick or treat, I only had to run it through my die cutting machine twice, which I thought was really good. And as Stampin' Up! Is in several other countries, non-English speaking countries, there are also some other accents and letters that are suitable for other languages, as well as numbers and some symbols. And yeah, it's definitely, if you like alphabet sets, it's a good one to have a look at. So that is what I use for the alphabet. I just cut it out of basic black cardstock, and to help it kind of pop from the background, the little flags. So I have the rest of my pieces here. I was pretty sure you didn't want to see me put the whole thing together. So I did try just popping the black on, and it's okay, and it needed a little something to stand out. So I grabbed a piece of crumb cake cardstock and the Geared Up Garage stamp set, and then I just used this little oil stain and grey granite ink, stamped off once just to grunge up the background a little bit so it wasn't quite so bright. And then I used a 1-inch circle punch, which we do not sell anymore, but is readily available at most craft stores, either in person or online, to add behind it. And I really like how it turned out, actually. So what I did is, after I had cut out my flags, what I'm calling flags, is I folded them in half, and then sorry, I'm just trying to not get glue all over myself. I folded them in half, used my bone folder to give myself a nice crease, and then I popped them over my ribbon and stapled them, added a staple towards the bottom because I wanted it to be able to slide along. So if I wanted to adjust it, I hadn't figured out exactly where I was going to put it at that stage. And then I die cut all my words, all my letters. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm doing this, and I wasn't. Die cut all my letters and added those to my background, my crumb cake background. And I knew I did want to add a little bit of height. So, oops daisy, I'm getting too enthusiastic with my sticking. So I knew I wanted to add a little bit of height to my letters, but I didn't want to fussy cut foam or anything to pop up the letters. So what I decided to do was just to pop up the crumb cake circle, which is so much easier, so much easier. And one thing I like too about adding it to a circle is I don't have to worry about getting the letter on there straight, because yeah, it's a circle, so I can just straighten it up when I put it onto my project. So after I had added the letters to my circle, just with Tombow, I just added a dimensional behind, and then I just pop them up. Oops, I do want to make sure they're straight now on my flags. And that's it. It was really simple. And like I said, this would be a great project for the kids to do, I think. How about you put that on there first? Yeah, it wouldn't take them very long, and they could make, you know, any kind of sentiment that they would like to. So whether they would need help with the die cutting, I don't know, but I'm just going to grab a new packet. But I won't waste that sheet that I just put over there. All that stuff on the outside is still dimensional, and I will definitely chop that up, cut that up, and use that for other projects. And that's it. It really didn't take very long. I was so enjoying myself. I was just keeping going, and I had to make myself stop. So I thought, hold on, I'm supposed to do a video about this. So yeah, so that is my entire banner. It hangs really nicely. I wish I could show you. I'll have to try and get a decent photo of it actually hanging up in place. So I've done Trick or Treat because I just liked that, but you could do whatever, any sentiment that you liked. So I hope you enjoyed this project today. It's a nice, quick and easy one, and next week's, which will be the last week, will also be very quick and easy, and a few different last minute things that you can put together for when the kids come and say that they changed their mind and they did want to take something to school now. So yeah, a few quick and easy last minute ideas. All right, that is all for this week. I will see you next week. Bye.